the strongest individual over everybody else until we learn how to communicate. That's when the physically weaker human beings were able to come together and take down the bully without bloodshed. The alliance replaced the individual and be in charge, and pretty soon they found out their power is not limited to execute the bullies, but anybody who's against their will. So they came together and came up with their moral principles. Anybody who's against their principles were gonna be punished, like steal, lie, rape, take advantage of others to fulfill personal desires. The more civil we are, the more specific our moral principles have developed. Instead of straight execute or banish from the tribe, we also develop milder punishments, depends on the intensity of moral violation. So it's really fascinating for me to realize that nowadays people are ashamed of picking nose in public because they're afraid of social judgment. They're afraid of being disgusted, which is the milder version of being banished. But shit, man, do you feel like our ancestors really give a shit about other people's picking their nose? They probably picking their assholes while they were discussing who they should execute. Shit. Anyway, we have developed our social etiquette through the history. It's been a while. We're not the same anymore. We evolved. And consider we have evolved a lot of more bullshit that don't make more sense, let's take it easy for now. And think about it this way. Along with us being more civil, we want to exclude all the disgusting behaviors we don't like, such as we don't enjoy watching people picking their nose. Not as much we don't enjoy them taking the shit in front of us, but if you really think about it, essentially they're the same. We judge other people's behavior when we think they do something wrong to help us clarify our moral principles. So yeah, we gotta do something about it, but not necessarily intensive because we have more tolerance for picking nose than taking a shit. And that's because, first, nobody's showing their private part, which is considered to be very disrespectful. Second, the impact is not that huge, nobody smelled anything. Nobody gotta pay extra attention to not stepping on that shit. Last but not least, it's very easy to be distracted. If you feel unpleasant, just show them a stinky face and stop watching. But as a nose picker, we're still not satisfied. Like, what we have done. There's nothing wrong about it. It's just like you gotta eat, you gotta piss, you gotta have sex. I just happen to have the urge of picking my nose. It's all natural. If you talk about being civil, it's the civilization produce more pollution, which makes me have to pick my nose more often. So why should I be ashamed of doing it in front of civil people? Of course, you gotta pick the right place to do it. The civilization has provided you with the proper location, such as the public bathroom or even smoking area. But is there a public picking nose area existing anywhere of the world? And people are like, if that is the problem, pick your nose in the public bathroom. Why you gotta make it such a big deal? Sure, but let's be honest. How many times you pick your nose in the public restroom and you just snap that shit in the sink or on the floor? Every fucking time. So don't tell me there's a picking nose free zone. We don't have it. That's why people still picking their nose in front of you, cause there's no difference between disgusting your ass and the janitor. Until now, what I'm trying to say is, there's no way to stop people picking their nose in the public. But we're all tired of this embarrassing relationship. Especially for the nose pickers, we're tired of being ashamed of doing so. It's human nature. Our ancestors did it worse. But it's unpleasant to watch, and the public never gave us a public area to do it. So how can we feel no shame of picking our nose in public? And eventually make the world treat this behavior the same as scratching head. In order to feel no shame of doing anything is that we can prove the moral principle that is against us is not supported by any rational reason. The reason why picking nose is disgusting for other people to watch is not because this behavior is disgusting. Everybody has to perform it at some point. What's disgusting about it is other people relate your current action with your further action, which is you are very likely to snap it. Just like what they might have done. It turns out your finger's dirty, it might touch anything. Your booger is disgusting, and you leave it to the world to deal with it. So the first step, after you pick your nose, your fingertip is coated nicely with booger. What you do is, you put it in your mouth. Suck your finger and swallow it. And don't forget to suck your nail too. You want to clean your finger as much as possible. By doing so, you minimize the opportunity for other people to accidentally see your booger. And you prevent yourself accidentally drop it in your further action. Now the other people are gonna think you're disgusting as fuck because now your finger is covered by a booger eater's saliva. So the next thing you do, you reach into your pocket, take out a piece of tissue to wipe it off, and make sure you clean your nails with that tissue as well. At this point, people are gonna think you're being pretentious. Your finger is still not clean enough to touch public area like armrests, but not until you take out the hand sanitizer. Squeeze a little on your hand to clean off the germ. That's when they start to rethink about their life decisions. But that's not it. You are not finished yet. You take out your cigar, light it up in the subway. At this point, not just they don't understand you, they don't even understand themselves. Their head goes down. They flee. They don't smell cigar. They smell revolution.